Hello, John Tapp again. I'm gonna do a short, hopefully short video on using Procoder with the Moose's version 4. There's a video in my stack about using IntMan for with Procoder data, but the Moose's version 4 does that now. So we're gonna look at the Procoder data and how to use it and analyze it basically in Moose's version 4. Okay, so I'm going to run Moose's. And I've got a couple of samples here, Dr. Yoder's data. Just to show you the data, I'm going to look at this file first. You can see this file starts at a particular time and then goes 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. That's what I mean by interval. If you were using Procoder, you would be able to play that 5 seconds to that, from that code to that code is 5 seconds, from that code to that code is 5 seconds, and then go make some ratings. And that's what they've done here. Made some ratings on each of the 5 seconds in several groups. Just wanted to show you the data so you'd see what's going on for an interval system in Procoder. Okay, so to load that up in Moose's, I'm going to open that code file. Open. Pending observation work, IOA, details, parent-child. Here's the code file. See, we have our sampling set to interval here, our groups. We only have one duration group, it's group 0. And we have count groups where they just care about counts of codes. Okay. Close that. And then I'm going to browse, make a output file. Let's call it junk. And I'm going to put all of those files in there. And then let's look at the preferences for Procoder files. You want to make sure it's on Procoder files. This is really up to you, convert to seconds or not. You get a finer grain analysis that takes longer if you don't. You can use the header for start-end times. If you use that and mark that in the Procoder header, what happens is the start of the session starts there and the end of the session starts there. So if you don't do that and you have duration codes, then there can be time that's not accounted for in different groups. I recommend you do that if you can and you have duration codes and you care about the duration, but it's also important to mark, if you want a mutually exclusive exhaustive set, to mark the beginning of each in each group, duration group, so that the whole time is covered. But for this, we're just going to use the first and last times in this file. And another important checkbox here is to just tell it that these Procoder files are fixed interval data. So I'm going to run the test tree. And that worked. No errors. And I'm going to run frequencies and durations. Oops. That didn't work because I had it only on nested counts. So I'm going to run it again. And there's the frequencies and durations. And we do have it pooled in this. If you don't want pooled, you can say don't include pooled. If you just want pooled, you can skip to pooled. If you don't want pooled, or if you check both of those, you won't get anything. Okay. You can also send the output to a spreadsheet by just clicking there. And I'm going to do that just to show you what that looks like. And I just wanted pool. I said I just wanted pooled, so this is the number of intervals of U. U, the number of intervals of C. I had one interval of nothing in this second group. And we had 220 intervals of nothing in this third group, and so on. And if you look at the regular printout versus this, you'll see how everything's labeled. And save that. So that's basically how you do an interval system. You can also code in real time in Procoder, mark things as they happen. So I'm going to run one of those real quick and just show you that the process is the same without except for a setting. Open. So I have some timed event. Load this code file for that. It's a little bit different. There's our groups. Again, we only have one duration group. That's just whether or not it's codable. The other things, they only cared about counting. I'm not going to talk about nested in this video. I'm going to remove these files because they're not the right kind. And I'm going to put the files in that from that folder. Wrong folder. The key difference here is in the settings. So you look in the preferences and uncheck the fixed interval. These are not fixed interval data. Save. Clear the output file. Don't really want the pool this time, so I'm going to run it. And we get, make sure that we cleared that. Clear the output file. There we go. So you see we only get durations for the first group. And code counts for the rest. You can also send this to a spreadsheet by just picking comma separated. And that's basically how you do this. Next I'm going to do a short video about inter-observer agreement and discrepancy analysis. That's in that longer hour talk that's posted on the site there too. See you next time.